That is so cute, right? This is all sublimationable. Sublimatable. Good afternoon, peeps. Today, we're gonna start with some building blocks. Talk about what is sublimation. Guys, there's stuff to learn. So as I learn it, I wanna learn it with you guys. What is sublimation? Sublimation is taking ink and putting it into a product like fabric or ceramic. The number one thing that you have to know about sublimation is it only works on certain products. And I've tested this, everyone has tested this. One of the things that we like to do when a new product comes out and they're like, you have to use a specific product, we're like, try me, I'm testing it. But it is true. So you do need a high polyester count in fabrics if you're gonna be doing fabric, and it works great on ceramic. Okay, so sublimation, I did this like beginner sublimation thing on my YouTube channel where I talked about a hack. And I really love this hack for if you're starting out because it'll give you an idea if you even like sublimating, which clearly I do because I ended up buying a sublimation printer. Today we're talking about ordering sublimation already done, but if you're interested in the whole process, I put sublimation paper, heat tape on there, but I added the things I really want you to buy if you're interested in this way of doing it. So if you're a member to Auntie, you guys might know this, but auntie.com is my membership and I offer like some fun things. And one of the things I offer is these fun designs, which I'll show you how bright they get in a second. They're not gonna be as bright on these, but I pre-designed them in this size so that we can order them off of a custom printing site. So we can get our sublimation ready to go and we don't have to have a printer or anything like that. So I ordered a bunch of these sheets and I got some of my Africa design. So these are all sheets that are offered through my membership. These are different Africas you can cut apart, which we are going to do in this video. We're also gonna make a little t-shirt and we're gonna make a hoodie with an Amazon hoodie, but we're gonna make fabric mostly today. So these are great for making fabric because they're nice and big. And a printer, you have to have like a pretty big printer to do it yourself. So these are nice to order. They're like $5 a piece if you order them pre-printed, but then if you're a member to Auntie, you get the graphic for alongside the membership. So you can just use the graphics and order them. This is an Alice in Wonderland one. This is by far like gonna be the most popular one. I can tell it's the Mickey ears and it is so cute. And then I have this cute one. So let me just show you what it looks like when you sublimate it on to something that is 100% polyester. It gets this bright, right? This is the same design. So that is it sublimated after it's on fabric. This is it when it's on paper. So when it's on paper, it's like super dull. And then when you put it on fabric, it is bright as long as it's a high polyester count for Christmas even. And I looked for the highest polyester count fabrics I could find. I will add some if they have some on Amazon, but when I was looking for fabric on Amazon, I found an even better hack. So for 100% polyester, this is like very stretchy, so it might be difficult to sew or use on pretty much anything. Although I do have some things in my brain for stretchy fabric. And then this one is kind of like a jersey fabric, so it kind of feels like sports, like a sport shirt. And then we have fleece. So if you didn't know, fleece is like 100% polyester as well. Look how bright that is. So this is what it looks like when the paper comes to you. And this is what it looks like when you print it on your own printer. And then that's what it looks like when it sublimates, which we're gonna get to in a little bit. I just wanna take some time without the heat press up in my face being super hot. When you order our designs off of Smashing Ink, they flip them for you already. Could you use an easy press for sublimation? You could, but it's like infusible ink. So have you used infusible ink, Cricut's infusible ink? It's the same concept. They just changed the name and called it infusible ink. And instead of cutting it all out, you're printing it or getting it printed. And so They recommend using an easy press, but the hardest part about using an easy press is you have to hold it super still for 60 seconds, and any movement can create ghosting, which is like where the ink looks like it's faded and it's moved a little bit. We're gonna just talk about how to make fabric today, okay? So if you're interested in those, Auntie membership, we will come out with more if we see you guys wanting them. If we don't see that you guys are using stuff and making stuff, we kind of move on to a different type of file. But when we see crafts like coming out with this stuff, we go, man, we need more of that. Everyone loves it. Let's do it. So lots of those will be coming if you guys love it. So fabric. Let me tell you the best way to buy a large piece of full polyester fabric. A tablecloth, and I have it in the Amazon list right there. But this is actually a perfect consistency. What we are doing for the new studio is we are finding vintage chairs and painting and reupholstering them. We're going to reupholster with our own personal sublimation fabric. Is that not the cutest thing ever? So this is like perfect for reupholstering. This is also perfect for just like any sturdy bag that you want. But look at how much fabric you get for cheap. That's even folded in half. So this is all sublimatable. I think that's the word we're gonna call it. Sublimable. Say it. Yes. So yesterday I tested this guy out, and he is a 65% polyester mix, but we're gonna try out 100% polyester thing I found on Amazon. And I don't know how well tie-dye works with sublimation. This is a testing thing. That'll be the testing segment of the show today. Let's make some fabric, and then we're gonna make a little Valentine's t-shirt out of 100% polyester kids shirt, and then we're gonna make a hoodie. Actually, duh. Okay, gotta turn the heat press on. So the ticket is 400 degrees for 60 seconds. I'm gonna just cut it down just for the video's sake, so I'm not like battling a huge piece of fabric. Probably making you cringe that I'm using these awful scissors. I don't even know where these came from. This is a technical foul. These scissors should not be allowed in the studio. We are a professional crafting space. No scissors that don't work allowed. Okay, so this heat press does take a little while to heat up, but it's a budget heat press. It's not the most expensive heat press out there, but it does the job, and it does the job well. So my suggestion is to purchase some already done. You can't go wrong because you have it and you're gonna craft with it, and then you're not out $100 million, but you can test it, you can learn it, you can get used to it, you can figure out if you even like sublimation, because sometimes we invest in machines and we don't use them. I'm not about that life. I'm about you guys knowing that you like something before you invest in a heat press or a printer or a Cricut or whatever. And but it is literally so easy. But you guys are gonna see how easy this stuff is. Like, it's game changer easy. It doesn't even need tutorials really. You just need to have so many ideas, and we are gonna be having tons of SVG or tons of sublimation designs coming out for you, because it's honestly my favorite thing to do. And this Mickey Mouse one is actually one that I hand drew. You'll see the colors pop. So this is what it looks like, but you'll see those colors pop when I put it on the t-shirt. I hand drew it in Procreate. And so I'm gonna be able to hand draw some really fun things and make you guys some really cool custom sublimation stuff that only you can get being an Auntie member. Okay, so I'm gonna actually just, while it's warm, I'm gonna press this out a little bit, get some of these wrinkles out. Make sure this is cool, because I don't want any of the ink to transfer because of the heat. So the thing with sublimation that is the most important is pressure and heat. So you want high heat, a lot of pressure for a good amount of time, and you don't want this to move at all. So the difference between like HTV or screen printing and sublimation is actually infusing into the product. Reason why Cricut renamed it infusible ink, because it's a cool word, and it is what it is actually doing. It's infusing into the fibers of the fabric, and it's actually becoming a part of the fabric. It's super cool because you can do full color, and it's amazing. But I heard a lot of people love our transfer tape for the Glowforge because it is heat resistant. So I was like, let's try it with sublimation. How about that? Members get 20% off always. Okay, so if this explodes, then we know that the tape isn't heat resistant, and I'm still waiting on my heat resistant tape. Okay, so the thing is, we don't want it to move, and because this is bigger than my heat press, I have to actually pick it up and move it once. So I don't want it to move off the fabric. You want to protect between that, the subject, and the heat press, because it'll actually get ink onto the heat press, and you don't want that to happen. So you need something to protect it. I have everything in my Amazon store, and I will add more things as I think of them. Okay, so I'm gonna do half of this at once. I'm gonna protect. Hopefully this tape is actually heat resistant. All right, so our tape, smoking. Our tape is brown, but it is definitely still not on fire. Okay, so I'm just gonna move it over, and we're gonna do the second round. I think we're gonna have a little ghosting only because it's like popping up just a little bit, but I think we'll get a good swatch of fabric out of it at least. I think I did, so I cut these down to fit on to the heat press all at once. So I did these in one round. So what should I make out of these? So if you don't have heat resistant tape, but you do have the Auntie transfer tape, you can definitely use that. Cup koozies! Oh my gosh, you're right. Why didn't I think of that? I need to get my sewing stuff together in the studio. 17 by 24, smoking. All right, it's definitely smoking, but it's not on fire. So that's good. Okay, I have a feeling, look at how bubbly it is right there. Bam. You guys ready for it? Dun 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 dun. No ghosting happened. Woo! All right. Look at that. Look at it. Would you look at it? Okay, so it's definitely sticky where the tape was. We're gonna have to cut that off. So look at how pretty it is. So this is the tablecloth fabric. Okay, so that is done, and it is beautiful. Look how bright it is. So you guys have to trust the process because this is a very similar design. It started out this dole. Okay, look at those flowers. Look at the flowers on the hat right there. Look how the flowers turn out on the fabric. A tie-dye hoodie that we talked about last week, but I found 100% polyester. So we're kind of changing up a few variables because this is my first time using one of the printed ones from the Epson, and then it's my first time using a tie-dye. So I know in science that is a no-no to change more than one variable, but we're doing it because this isn't science, this is crafting. So a way most of the time you can find the mix of what they are on the inside, like hip. Like right here. Most of the time shirts don't have it on the tag back here. They have it down here. I only know because I've inspected 8 million shirts lately to see if they're sublimatable. Hopefully this works, guys. Hopefully it works. If this one doesn't work, the next one is gonna work because it's 100% polyester white shirt. And metal pieces. I'm gonna move those out so they're not in the heat press because they will burn you if you can help it. Did I protect it? I did, right? Oh, I have such bad short-term memory loss, it's not even funny. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to lint roll. Okay, so you want to lint roll before you do it because it'll sublimate to the lint and not the shirt. But this thing doesn't have like any lint on it at all. This is an interesting texture. That's the hard thing about polyester. All right, moment of truth. I think this piece of paper is gonna have its day. Bum, 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 bum. This is the cutest thing I've ever seen. Do you see this? It looks so cute. Look at the rainbow. It's got like the tie-dye going behind it and it looks transparent. The No, I love it. The tape did leave a lot of sticky residue, so don't use anti-tape transfer tape for this. I know that I love this stuff for vinyl, but don't do it. It's not worth it. So gonna have to figure out how to get that off. Hopefully it'll wash out. But this is so cute. And if it was actually smaller, like if I could get the design bigger, it would be cuter. But so cute. Do you guys like it? Holy cats, that is so cute, right? One specifically is in there. So it's 100%. You guys were worried. Why did you freak out on me? It looks great. It's just sticky. If you're gonna order them yourself, what you need is the tape that's in there and any blanks that are high polyester count. Here's what we're gonna do. The next one is Uno Momento. But you also see how fast this goes? Like, while that's going, it's a minute, I can go do something else. Don't walk away too far, obviously, but like a minute. If you're making something else, you can start prepping, you can be printing. This is so fast and so cool. This is my hand-drawn Valentine's Mickey and Minnie with the paint behind it. Okay, so Taylor even said it's a very subtle design. This is what it looked like when it was printed. Let me show you what it looks like on the shirt. Look at how cute. All the little paints popped up at the back. I hand drew all that. So I will be hand drawing. You guys might have heard Landon or Briley yesterday say that my signature is gonna be these dots. So a lot of my hand-drawn design have these really cute dots in them, but that's how you'll know it's a hand-drawn design when I put all the dots on it. I'm obsessed with polka dots. Gauge whatever you're making off the actual graphic on the internet versus what you get on the paper, because this would be a little too bright for the studio. Like, it doesn't match the studio. The pinks are a little too bright. They're beautiful, but they're not for the studio. How does the tablecloth fabric feel? So this feels kind of like a tablecloth. It feels like canvas, like a soft canvas. So for bags, it would be good. For durability, like it's super good. Like you saw how hard it was to tear it. With that, I hope you learned a little more about sublimation and feel a little bit more confident in it, but testing it out with pre-printed sheets is key. Don't go buy this yet. As much as I'm like, buy my printer, buy the things on Amazon, I really want you guys to be confident in what you're doing first and not just make a huge investment. If you're ready to do this and you know that you're ready to do this, I think Taylor can attest to this too. The Epson is great and it is in my Amazon store, but this one was printed on the Epson and so was the Figgy. So I'll see you guys next week. Where is your Amazon store link? Everywhere. In every video on YouTube, I have a link to my Amazon store. And also in my bio on Instagram, there's links to my Amazon store. And on Auntie.com, there's links to my Amazon store. And I talk about it all the time. It's amazon.com/shop/Auntie. Okay, bye guys.